from my mom. Hi, Chiwedu.
Hi, Joy. Good
Evening. I'm
evening.
so glad
Hope
you
you've
made it
had
so
nice day.
impromptu. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So talk to us
Okay,
about your relationship with fear and maybe how you
so
overcame.
yeah, I don't know whether I've overcome it completely, but it is
Mm,
something I'm always working to overcome. Even
okay.
coming on this life, it was just like ask her for it, right? So
Yes.
it was I've always known I wanted to do radio, be in the media, go on stages. I loved
Mm,
listening to Oprah Winfrey. I
mm,
followed you because, of course, I want to, learn more about public speaking. So
mm,
around 2024 was the first time I really had like a panic attack or fear about, sharing my opinions or my ideas to the world. And it emanated from when this guy, spoke harshly about a show I did. I mean, it could have come in the form of correction or, you could just constructive criticism, not to, put you down.
destroy. Yes.
Yeah, but the way he spoke, I just went into my head and overthought everything. I thought I wasn't good enough, even though people were always telling me that my voice was great. I had a great personality. They loved to listen to my show. All of those things just went to the back seat. The only thing I could hear was, "You are not good. Your show was not good." Just that thing that one man said,
Mm,
and even just minutes before hopping on here, I saw a lady. She's 25. She was hosting a private show for some people. And that's one thing I've always wanted to do, but my heart just seized and constricted. It's just like fear made me not want to dream anymore. Fear made me not want
mm,
to like see myself doing extraordinary things. Even when I see
mm,
you, when I see your videos on stage, I'm like, oh
mm,
my gosh, could I be able to do this? And I
mm,
debuted on TV just December, and I can remember being on TV and still like being visibly shaken. So
mm,
it is fear, panic, anxiety, doubt, fear is one thing that another person could not easily understand until they experience it. And because I've experienced it, I can easily trace it in people. So when people start feeling that way, I'm just like, girl, it's gonna be okay. Nobody is judging you. Because one thing that happens is that you start when you're the one experiencing that fear, you start feeling like everybody is judging you, everybody's out there to, destroy what you're doing. Maybe you're making mistakes with how you're pronouncing your words, and it's just your head, it's just your mind. So what I started doing was, of course, Jesus was played a very big role in my journey. He still plays
yeah.
a very big role. I started journaling. I have like affirmations on the wall that I can look at. I keep screenshots of when people affirm me. So I don't seek for affirmations, but when they affirm me, I keep it, because
Mm,
when I get into my head, those are the things I can look back on and remind myself again of who I am, of what I have done. And fear would also make you to shrink, because you're meant to be doing, like, you have seen visions, you have been
mm,
convicted of what God has called you to do. But this fear is telling you, babes, you are not going to go anywhere. You're not going to climb that stage. You're not going to share that opinion. You're not going to share what is in your heart, because people will say things about you. But what if they don't? What if one person gets inspired, gets transformed from that thing you're about to say, or your presence? So now this year I decided to walk into it afraid, whether my legs are shaking, my voice is cracking. Oh my God, panic attacks on air. And then another thing before I end is that as a public speaker, one thing anxiety, fear would make you think is that you're not good enough. It makes you
um,
feel embarrassed and ashamed. I don't know whether you watched AFCON, this last AFCON that just ended, when
mm,
Nigeria played with Morocco. I'm
mm,
going to zone in on Bruno Onyemaechi. Bruno Onyemaechi, when he was doing the penalty shootout, the ball didn't even get to the net. And immediately before he was about to play the penalty shootout, I could already see his face. I could already see what was going on in his head, because I've been there before. I was like, oh my God, this guy's under a lot of pressure. What is happening in his head? And when he kicked that ball, that was the, so I'm about to curse. I don't know the other word I'm about to use now, but it was a very bad kick that he made. That's not his performance, but nerves made him shoot like that. And the question that I had for him was, if I was going to meet Bruno Onyemaechi, the question I was going to ask him was, did you feel like you were not a good football when you kicked that ball? And that's the same thing that happens with public speakers. So you go on your radio show, you are excellent as a radio presenter, you have done your scripts and everything, but then as you were presenting, your voice, choked up because you were in your head, you were afraid, you started sweating, you started breathing fast, your heart was palpitating. Once you turn off that mic, do you feel like you were less of a public speaker, you were not a good public speaker? But remember yesterday when you presented the show, you did absolutely amazing. It was great. And that thing happened, and now you're second guessing yourself. So it's just like, that is part of the journey. Hopefully we get to a place where we don't struggle with that. And that's why I love Olive Emodi. Olive Emodi would always share her struggles with anxiety and doubt whenever she's hosting. She has done this thing. Oh my God, you just took the light. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Nothing to be sorry for.
Yeah, she has done TV presentation, speaking on the stage for years. And still, whenever she's about to walk on stage, she still struggles with those things. So it's just all about knowing your capabilities, working yourself, affirming yourself, and grounding yourself. Realizing that public speaking is not all that you are. Beyond your public speaking, you are more than that. And give yourself room to make mistakes, because one thing is we're scared of making mistakes. Give yourself room to make mistakes. Laugh at your mistakes and move on, right? Yeah. Move on. And just know that ahead, just be so obsessed and passionate to be better than yesterday. Yeah. Right? Be so obsessed with it. And I believe we're going to be all right. I believe that one day, I know that one day, I'm going to be on a big stage hosting one of the biggest shows. But right now, I have to do the groundwork of dealing with fear, of casting it away from my mind, because God has not given me the spirit of fear,